Welcome back to Have You Seen My Film, a Kinema podcast. I'm Christie Marchese. I'm your host and the founder and CTO of Kinema. And today you will hear from the founders of Hiike Independent. Brynne Norquist is the CEO and co-founder. Tyler Knohl is the CTO and co-founder. And they have created a very cool platform to help filmmakers submit to film festivals in a very smart way where both the film festivals and the filmmakers benefit. It's a comprehensive platform designed to simplify the process and maximize your chances of success of getting into the right festivals. So we're going to chat about what Hiike is, how you use it, what it costs, how film festivals benefit from it, and how this is actually really positively impacting the entire independent film space. So thank you for listening, and here we go. I am here with the co-founders of Hiike Independent. We're with CEO and co-founder Brynne Norquist and CTO and co-founder Tyler Knohl. Hi, gals.
Hey. Hi. Thank you so much for having us.
We're so excited.
So I found out about you guys on social media, actually, at Sundance. Maybe it was through No Film School, but someone was reposting you. And I was like, this looks fascinating. Like it's another film festival tool, but seems more engaging. And then I listened to you guys on the No Film School podcast. I was like, okay, what they're doing is very, very cool. So I'm so excited to chat with you and share with the filmmakers who listen what Hiike is. So let's actually start there. In your own words, what is Hiike Independent?
Yeah, absolutely. Hiike Independent is a film festival research and submission platform. So the way that we work for filmmakers is you can come to our platform. We have a short quiz where you can pretty much put in the specifics about yourself and your film, kind of like a BuzzFeed quiz.
Exactly.
And it spits out the film festivals that are right for you with a similarity score. And then you can securely submit to those festivals that we're partnered with. And we have a whole management system for festivals to actually manage all of their submissions, their programming, and engage with sponsors.
So you're building it, you have a two-sided marketplace here. It's not just like filmmakers, here's a giant database of film festivals, and film festivals, this is just a better way to process receiving. It is, you do a matching system. It sounds like a dating app or something. You guys have an algorithm.
Someone actually said we are the Raya of film festival submissions.
Ooh, okay. I haven't been on dating app in a really long time, so I could not even remember the name of a dating app. So Raya is a perfect association.
Yeah, maybe we won't get that.
We have heard Match.com though. People are like, Match.com.
Someone Raya to me the other day.
Yeah. I say go with Raya. I think that's like a gold standard, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, and then the quiz, I don't want to ask you to give away like any of the secret sauce, but is this, I think I've heard you speak that, sometimes filmmakers are afraid of AI. Is it AI? Is it an LLM?
We could get into it's actually not AI or an LLM. We use machine learning, which has been around for quite some time now. It's simple machine learning algorithms called cosine similarity, which is just special math where we match the accepted films to the festivals that we've collected to your film as a filmmaker and your specifics, like your genre, premiere requirements, affinity, who you are as a filmmaker, your dates, your deadlines, your goals. And we find out which festivals are best for you. And I want to add that someone actually took the quiz the other day, which is a great testimony to what we're building. And the festival that they were number one matched at, their screenplay won best screenplay.
Oh, no way. Oh,
Yes.
That's incredible. I was going to ask for some anecdotes. Do you?
Yes.
So I took the quiz just because I was curious, and now I don't have a film, so I was kind of making stuff up. So please go delete my profile so I don't impact your numbers. But I was curious, and I can attest that it was very simple. It was very easy to move through. And then when you get to a certain point, and there is a fee, which is understandable. You run a business, and we want you to succeed so that you can exist. So what's the revenue structure for you, or what should filmmakers be expected to pay?
Absolutely. I'm super excited to talk about this as well because this kind of ties into another testimony, but there's a lot of film festival consultants out there and their knowledge is invaluable and their connections are invaluable, but we know that it's not financially accessible to everyone. And filmmakers right now, the festival ecosystem is so gatekept. So for them, when they're coming to try to get the knowledge, oftentimes we see filmmakers, they come to other platforms and they're looking for the right festivals. They can't tell which are real. They can't tell which are awards mills. And I end up doing this thing where they just like click and submit and submit and submit.
Spray and pray.
Spray and pray. That's literally what it is. They spray to as many festivals as possible and they pray that some of them are going to hit. And it's an inefficient process. So our idea was, let's build this data-driven tool where it's not necessarily our job to say, hey, your film is this good for this festival. No, that's not our role. Our role is to say, hey, here's the patterns in the data. these are festivals that have programmed films similar to what you're telling us. And those are festivals that maybe you should go do some deeper research into. And that's why it's only $20. We've made it where you can get matched to the right festivals for you for only $20, and it saves you hours of research. So we wanted to keep it cheap. Oftentimes festival submissions are $40, $50, $60. We want it to be a fraction of that as well. And yes, obviously it's important for our business to exist, but it is quite cost effective. And we actually had a filmmaker at the Palm Springs International Film Festival use our quiz, and he was working with a festival consultant at the time. Yeah. And out of the 20 that our system recommended, he had already submitted to 15.
And I think won at one or two of them, which was incredible. Oh, wow. Gotten a few testimonies like that in the last, I guess, month and a half, 2 weeks, because we really only launched on December 21st.
Oh my gosh, you guys have only been arrested December. That's incredible. I'm assuming that your quiz then, the matching is based off of my inputs as the filmmaker, but also the history of the film festival. So are you pulling from like the last 5 years, like how many docs or how many horror? Where do you get that data from?
We actually spent, I guess, like the first year of our relationship, because we met in June last year.
June of 2024.
June of 2024, I guess, not last year. Collecting this data, we went through all of the real and active running film festivals in the United States. And we found that by entering the film commissions and connecting with people in, honestly, I guess, most states, we really spoke to entertainment people there. And we found which were the real and active running, and we found all of their like categories. So their genres, their focuses, if they have specific affinities, if the festival is a children's specific festival, if it's a student specific festival. So all of those categories. And then from there, we went through their programs and we found which had been scheduled. And from finding which had been scheduled, we also found all of the different categories and characteristics about those films. That's all I'm going to say, because there's a lot more to it. But that is the high level overview of how we found all that information out.
I will say one other thing. The interesting part about collecting data of programs from the past year or two of their programming history, we also get to take into consideration interesting things about runtime as well. And oftentimes shorts are asking questions of like, hey, how long is my short allowed to be? And we actually have specifics of like, if you do have a longer short, what festivals are going to be programming shorts that are in that 30-minute block? Or what festivals are just not really even looking at that, and they're only going to look at your 12-minute, 10-minute short.
And I do want to say we did this all manually. Brynne and I went through it all manually on our own, not with anything else.
Oh my gosh.
And we have the contractors that are still doing it for us. They go through it on a quarterly basis. They make sure our sponsor database is up to date. They make sure the programming's up to date. So we really value up to date data and making sure that our system can be as accurate for the people that are using it.
I mean, I have so many more questions because I'm so fascinated by this and the access of knowledge that you have. But I meant to ask, wait, how did you guys meet each other? I think I looked up. Is Brynne, you've got a background in film, and then Tyler background in tech? Okay, please tell us the story.
Right.
She does the first part, I do the second part.
You've done this before.
Thanks for asking that. I went to Emerson College, and I've actually been making films since I was 12. I started taking classes at New York Film Academy when I was very young, just a little tot. Always knew that I wanted to be a filmmaker. And when I was at Emerson, I started getting really upset because I saw that we had so many resources to get films made. We had like 8 different production orgs on campus, and we had a partnership with Airy cameras and hundreds of thousands of dollars in grants, that were really going to independent filmmakers to get their films made. And then not a single resource to get films seen. So I actually launched Emerson's first ever distribution program within our film organization called FPS, Frames Per Second, on campus. And I started taking films through the festival circuit with that program. And I was given $350 to submit with.
Nothing.
It was honestly nothing. And, most filmmakers are spending $2,000-$3,000 on festival submissions. So for me to be given $350 from the school, I was like, whoa, big financial limitation here. But it actually allowed me to get really specific about where I wanted these films to go and where they actually matched with programming. And I don't think I would have gotten that without the financial limitation. Once I did that research, the program did really well. I got some amazing laurels for those films, and I won Student Leader of the Year, and I started getting submissions from students at other top film programs. But I didn't market the program outside of Emerson at all. So it was a very word of mouth thing. And I was like, is this affecting people more than the people in my community? And I did a lot of mom testing, which is a very startup thing, but mom testing a bunch of people, independent filmmakers, and realized it wasn't just a student filmmaker thing. It was kind of plaguing all independent filmmakers that just didn't know what to do with their films once they were made. And that's when I was like, I think I can build a better system. But I'm non-technical, and I am also not in the festival side of things. I'm a filmmaker. So I started mass connecting with people on LinkedIn who had worked at film festivals, and Tyler was one of them.
Yeah. I went to Northeastern, which is really just down the street from Emerson, and 2-second train ride and a 15-minute walk. And at the time I was studying data science and business, but always entertainment adjacent, always doing internships and getting my foot in the door that way. And I was the assistant director at Boston Sci-Fi Film Festival, which is the best sci-fi film festival ever, in my opinion. I'm biased. The longest running genre film festival in the country. And it started out of Cambridge Square, and it had, I guess, insane legacy to it because it started out of the Orson Welles cinema, which,
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
They were one of the first to program Star Wars.
They were one of the first to program the first ever reel of Star Wars.
Wow.
And it's just the hot spot at the time. And now it's 52 years old. And I had the privilege of working there. It's still, I'm always doing stuff adjacent. But I was like, there was a huge problem on the festival side, because at the time when I noticed it, I was only a volunteer, but the team was so small that we were all doing random stuff. And I was like, where are you managing your submissions? Why are you doing it this way? There's a better way to automate it. I messaged her. She had connected with me and ambitiously. And our LinkedIn meet cute was us having a coffee that was meant to be 30 minutes and ended up being 4 hours. And at the end of it, we were like, oh, we're going to be married and we're going to be co-founders forever.
We're not actually married.
No,
we're just
not actually
co-founders.
married, of course not. But that's really how we grew this thing to be. In my opinion, we couldn't do it without one another.
Yeah, I think that we have very complementary knowledge where I had really started getting into the entrepreneurial scene in Boston as well. And I did a couple like fellowships and things. So I had that non-technical perspective, but I'm a filmmaker at heart. Like, I am building this because of my love for film and because of my love for filmmakers. And I want filmmakers to actually be able to get their work seen. And similarly with Tyler, like,
same with festivals. I'm building this because I love the event so much. And I want them to be a secure, meaningful sponsorship and go on for another 50 years, even when the tides are changing.
I mean, this is incredible. I think you guys have a fantastic story, well articulated, well said together. Also, I think we should get this podcast sponsored by LinkedIn, because every episode someone talks about how LinkedIn is helping their career, or will help you. That would be fabulous. It's also, I think you pointed out something that anybody starting a company, like your co-founder, it is a marriage. Like you talk prenup stuff. You're in it for the long haul. Like, very lucky to have two amazing co-founders for my last company and for this company. And it makes all of the difference in the world. So like, I'm very excited to see it as you guys build. But going back to the build, can you talk about the festival side a bit? So it makes sense for filmmakers that love the quiz. So we were talking about the data stuff. You were scraping that manually, but are now the festivals sharing that with you, or is that part of the plan?
So in the last month, we've onboarded around 50 festivals, which we only really launched December 21st. So I'm giving us a pat on the back, the both of us.
Very impressive. It's a lot.
We have created a management system for them that is a lot more robust than current systems that are available. There are new features that are coming in the next few months, which we are so excited about. But right now, we really primarily focus on organization and keeping everything in one place and streamlining I guess I don't want to use the word itsy bitsy, but the small pieces of the pie that are so tedious, and get rid of that. We have like a judging preferences page where you can come on as a film festival and set your own weights to your criteria, and also batch assign judges. And some people have 2,000 submissions coming in and 5 judges. That is so overwhelming. Or screeners.
Oh, didn't Sundance had 12,000? I heard, or 17,000, something. I know Tribeca had 12,000 last year. Like, that's almost insurmountable.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we have screeners and judges. I just wanted to correct that. Maybe.
Yeah. I'm going to is it okay if I repeat that? With
sure.
The judging
part. Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I'm going to repeat the judging preferences part just for this. But on our platform, we have features for efficiency. So for example, on our judging preferences page, you can come in and you can actually set specific weights. So it doesn't change the way that your screeners come in to watch the film. It just changes how it overall calculates the score. And it's just a little bit more specific to your programming and what you actually want to judge off of. But on top of that, we've built this feature. Right now, teams and programmers and program managers are spending hours, like hundreds of hours, just assigning submissions to specific people on their team. And we've built an automatic assignment feature. So it takes this role from like an hours of busy work role to an oversight role. And that's just one example of like how you can manage submissions on Hike. But we're actually rolling out a feature for our programming page. So it doesn't just stop at submissions. You can start programming your actual festival directly on the platform. And of course, engaging with sponsors, which is a very big push that we're making in the next 6 months.
And I know you wanted to talk a little bit more about the festivals. I just want to say one more cool thing that we really love. We're integrated with Stripe, which makes us PCI compliant. So for you, university films, like film festivals out there. But I also want to talk about the submissions. The way that the submissions come in is like a streaming platform. They come in with the poster front facing.
Yeah.
So if you're dealing with a lot of submissions or even a few submissions, we recognize that images connect better than the titles of the films. And they can put it in grid view, they can put it in list view. And I know this is getting very technical, but it really makes a difference to these teams because they're like, oh, now I can see everything all in one place. But also, I remember that amazing poster that we were all talking about. Maybe we're going to screen it because we remembered the poster and we forgot about it.
And they populate inside the submission categories that they set. So if you set a submission category of narrative short, all of your narrative shorts are going to come in underneath the narrative short category, like in Netflix, you know, like when you're scrolling through and you want to see a comedy film, when you want to see nonfiction, you're going to see the nonfiction films pop up. And it's the exact same thing on our platform instead of one long laundry list of links.
Yeah. No, it's a much better experience, especially have to be in there for a while. I've never worked at a film festival, but having screened movies before, sometimes you can get kind of tired and you don't want your tiredness to impact how you're feeling about the story. And so if you're having a bad experience, it might impact. So it sounds like you're also solving that for filmmakers to make sure their films are represented the best possible way.
Actually, like one of the things that we also have forward for filmmakers is let them brag a little. Right now, it's like really hard for them to have spots where they can say who's attached to the project or how many impressions their trailer has gotten on social media or any fun accolades that they may have gotten. Like we really push that forward. It's like, show your project to the programming team exactly how you want it to shine. And that's something I'm really excited about. And on top of those things, our submissions are very secure. Like when you submit on Hike, you know that you're getting DRM processing, which means no one can screen record your film. You have invisible watermarking. So God forbid your film does get taken off the platform, you're going to be notified. And we actually have view tracking analytics because right now, I think with the massive amount of scam festivals that there are and awards mills and fake festivals that unfortunately filmmakers are getting preyed on for.
What is a scam film festival for people who don't know?
Oh boy.
Let's get into it. We know.
A scam film festival is a predatory festival that is going to go after usually young or naive filmmakers. And if you're a filmmaker that's listening to this, chances are you've gotten an email that says, hey, we found your film.
More than one.
We love your film. Here's a 50% discount code. Please submit to our festival. And oftentimes, unfortunately, these filmmakers do because, of course, it feels incredible and validating to hear that someone's heard about your project and then you submit and you still are wasting, $20-$30, even if it's a 50% discount. Yeah. And then you get a laurel in your inbox like a month later and that's it. There was no real in-person event. There was no anything. Yeah. It was a scam.
Yeah. And then there's some festivals that have award mills where they charge for the specific award. So you can't come to the award show or win the award within your category or even be, what's the word?
It's like they'll come to you.
Wait, what's the word?
Nominated?
Nominated. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. Thank you.
You're good.
Just nominated for these awards, you have to pay a fee. And sometimes the fees are quite steep. I think I know one the other day was like $75.
And they're like, best cinematographer. If you want to be considered, you have to
just consider.
Wow. It's just silly. And it's very predatory. In fact, like on Hike, when film festivals onboard, in order for us to steer away from scam festivals, because we've already had some that have tried to onboard onto our system and we're very young and new, there's actually no publish button on our platform.
That's how we keep things safe right now.
Film festivals are welcome to come on, create an account, start setting up everything. We go in and we'll publish your festival for you. Once we see it's complete, we'll put it on our platform. You're more than welcome to come and try it out and make sure that our system is good for you. And if you don't want it live, just send us an email and be like, hey, I was just trying out the system. Don't really want my festival live. But if you do, then we put it live and it's a vetting process that we go through on a weekly basis, making sure
it's not a scam festival. It's real. Got it.
And listen, like there are word mail service film festivals. That is not our market. We are focused on the real active running film festivals. And if you are starting a film festival and it's your first year, just talk to us.
And we'll help you.
Communicate with you. Exactly. We'll help you build out your festival. We'll help you connect with sponsors. That's why we have the sponsorship database, which we should get into a little bit. The same way we collected the films for the recommendation engine, we collected sponsors from all of the real and running active film festivals that we collected. There's around 750 on the platform because the other, not half, other quarter didn't really have them on their websites. And we went through, and every single quarter we update that with an independent contractor and finds the sponsors from each of these festivals that are every year. And hopefully, well, not hopefully, we're going to build out a second side of a market and allow these film festivals to be connected to the right sponsors.
Great. And then for the sponsors, they're interested in doing this because it saves them time, or it saves, like they're trying, why, what's the benefit to the sponsor so that we can
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. I think that we are in an era right now where there's kind of like both subscription fatigue and there's a little bit of online fatigue right now. And we really see this trend where brands want to activate in person. They want to invest in storytelling and they want to invest in real in-person events. So it's pretty cool because we get to take experiences to these sponsors and say, hey, we can build you this activation where you're going to reach X amount of people and it's going to be in person and they're actually engaging with your brand. And then on top of it, you can reach X amount of X amount of people on a newsletter, and X amount of people on socials on top of all those things. But brands really want to activate in person. And I think that film festivals and the film festival ecosystem is a great place to do so because there's 6.6 million attendees on the festival circuit every year. And that's cultural impact for these sponsors.
Yeah.
Ooh, oh yeah. So let's talk some other numbers. So how many film festivals are there in the US? Do you know how many films are coming across?
Yeah. So we collected, again, around 1,200 active real and running film festivals. And Carrie Putnam, who is the former executive director at Sundance, did a study with Film Festival Alliance, and they found out that number together. So it's validated from them too, which felt very good when we collected that because the study came out after.
Oh, nice. This already makes so much sense. You're helping filmmakers save money. You're helping film festivals save time. You're getting a better experience for audiences because they'll be able to see great films at those festivals that have been filtered through. So if this is fully realized, like if Hiike Independent is crushing it in a couple of years, what does that mean for the industry? What changes?
That's a wonderful question.
A great question, actually.
So the way that we envision it is right now, obviously there's a big question surrounding independent distribution. That's where platforms like Kinema really come in. And we just are so inspired by you. We think that everything that you've been able to do for the industry is honestly incredible. And we've been such huge fans of you for so long we're so lucky to be on this podcast. So thank you for having us. I just wanted to say that. Yeah. But there's some other really amazing innovators as well. We're going to be working with the popcorn list more because I think that Leela has done such a good job of making sure that the films that aren't getting picked up from the festival circuit are still getting recognized somewhere and hopefully feeding them into distribution deals. It's our goal to innovate in wider distribution in the future. But for now, I think that with Hike winning, what we know is that we're going to be matching films to the audiences better at first rip.
All levels included. I do want to all levels in films. We've noticed that there are gaps in some other markets that we're not ready to talk about just yet, but there are some gaps in big markets within the industry that maybe first-time feature filmmakers or shorts or directors don't know where to go, and they might have some people repping them and things like that. So we're trying to get in there and also educate on that front.
I just think that there's this connotation that if you don't play one of the big 6 film festivals, then you haven't made it. And I see filmmakers a lot, or I talk to filmmakers who are like, yeah, I submitted to Sundance and Tribeca and TIFF and South by and Cannes, and I didn't get into any of them. And I'm like, oh my gosh, really? Shocker.
Like surprise.
Yes.
But it's like, did you even know that there's 81 Oscar qualifying film festivals in the US that can help you reach insane audiences? There's distributors and aggregators and sales agents at all of them that can help you reach these wider distribution goals. And not only that, like there's specific community events where it's like, go reach your audience, build out a mailing list, go through self-distribution, reach your audiences in that way. Like right now, independent film is in such a wonderful space because we get to be creative and we get to help these films.
Yeah, we get to work on things together. And we actually had a conversation earlier today when we talked about how our goal is to change the independent film industry. We are trying to go in and disrupt and make things better than they are to save what things are right now. And so many filmmakers forget, just want to go back to that, but so many filmmakers forget that there are other festivals that you could secure beautifully designed, meaningful distribution contracts with people. You might get your short financed and then
that's another thing. Actually, a lot of people think that they can't make money on a short, and that is
not
just not true. Like,
not true.
You can get money back from a short. We actually have a friend who she tried for the big six, didn't get into any of them, and she was so bummed out about it. But then her film went on to premiere at Martha's Vineyard African American Film Festival, which is a wonderful film festival that has
best hospitality.
Oh my God.
Amazing hospitality and
gorgeous
amenities.
there.
Gorgeous,
it's gorgeous.
exactly.
They have all these celebrities. They bring big shot people. Like, I think the Obamas have been. It's insane because they have a house out there. But she actually left that festival with a distribution deal and her next feature financed.
She is our testimony to, again, going back to number one. Like, going to film festivals is important, and going to film festivals are worth it, because if you submit to the right ones that are best fit for you, you can find the right audience that really wants to put money into your film and to you as a filmmaker. And we've seen these success stories over and over and over and over again over the last year. And we didn't really, we thought about it, but the testimonies are just like flowing in.
Wow. It's incredible. Again, I would love to see, as you guys kind of continue to grow the company, share. I love those anecdotes, share those anecdotes in a case study or something. I think it could actually really positively impact the industry. I think you're right. We're in this really exciting age. Now I'm biased because of what we're doing, but like in this age of independent industry, like it's not just the creative production that's independent, it's the creative releasing and distribution side of it. And so I think Ted Hope talks a lot about the non-dependent in space, because we should not be dependent on the 6 big festivals or just the streamings. It's put us in a bad position. We have to start to wrap up, but before I ask you how people can find you, is there anything you wanted to share that we didn't cover, or some questions I skipped about you guys or about Hiike Independent?
We have something on Hiike that when you come on to our platform and you want to go and browse festivals, you can actually see what festivals offer. So you'll know if they're going to fly you out. You know if they're going to put you up in a hotel. You know if you're going to have green room status, if you're going to be able to get free tickets for your team, for your family, for your friends.
Whether they have after parties
all
and
of that
press
stuff.
and filmmaker lounges and Q&A sessions.
A lot of times we're like, how do we find this out? We might not have the money to go to these festivals, but now you could actually filter by that and only submit to festivals if you want that have the amenity features that you're looking for. That's, I think, the last really big thing.
Yeah.
We're proud of that.
I have somebody you should talk to. I'm going to offline with you on this. But I have somebody you should talk to who is going to love this.
I think that that's really important because we talk a lot about understanding your goal on the festival circuit. When you're submitting to festivals, you need to understand what you want out of your festival run. Because listen, if that's collecting a bunch of laurels, go for it, But like, are you looking for distribution? Are you looking to find your audience? Are you looking for awards? Are you looking for an agent?
Are you going to fly me out to a place in Europe? We have a festival on now that's in London. It's like, that's a big trip for filmmakers if they're living in LA. It's a big deal. And sometimes you apply and you're like, oh, I want to be at every single screening I could be at, but I can't afford it. So now you have a more curated selection, and you could curate it yourself because we offer you the tools.
I want to share one final thing about Hiike Independent. And I'm only sharing this because it's the Olympics right now. I know this sounds strange, but a lot of people don't understand why we're called Hiike Independent. But Hiike is actually a reference from ski racing. That was my sport for 11 years. I was a ski racer, and in ski racing, it's really common for racers to fall or miss a gate. And I think that we've all seen it. Unfortunately, Lindsey Vonn crashed. That was really sad. But most racers are just going to get up and ski off the course and disqualify themselves from the competition. But it's very resilient to get back up and hike and correct that missed gate, correct your mistake, and finish strong, even knowing if you might finish in dead last. And I think that resilience is what carries us.
It's true.
And when I was coming up with the name of the business, I was like, wow, the independent film market is kind of taking a toll, and we've missed our gate, but we have to get up and stay strong and stay the course. So that's why we're called Hiike Independent. And I just wanted to share that final thing.
We actually haven't shared that. Open yet.
Oh.
So you've got exclusive.
Oh my gosh, you got an exclusive.
And go Team USA.
Yeah.
Go Team USA. That's incredible. And so I think you spell hike a little bit differently. There's 2 I's.
Yes.
Where
2
can
I's.
people listening find you online and on socials?
Find us online at hiike.com and on socials at hiike.independent.
That's Hike with 2 I's, Hiike.
Thank you guys so much for doing this. Thank you for everyone that's listening. Please check out Hiike Independent. You can bop around. You can find some resources, take the quiz, and we will share some links in the description. Thanks, Tyler. Thanks, Brynne.
Awesome.
You.
Thanks for having us.
And that's our episode. Thank you to our special guest, our producer and editor, Ron Passaro, and you, the filmmakers, creators, marketers, and distributors that are dedicated to connecting audiences with great films.